So on a count of 4, I want you to take a long, deep inhalation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale deeper, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale more deeply, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale deeply through your diaphragm, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deeper inhalation, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring your attention to your toes and wiggle them. Bring your attention to your fingers and wiggle them. Notice what needs stretching. Stretch it, hands over heads if you need to. Pull your shoulders back, whatever you need to stretch. Bring your attention back to your feet. Take one last deep breath. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let me give you a frame of reference for this work. The first frame of reference is called the dual ladders of ascension. Some spiritual masters would say that the way we climb to ascension or nirvana or enlightenment or highest self or the force or Tao or whatever you want to call it is that in fact you must ascend dual ladders. One is with the intellect, the other is with experience. Lots of us are very good with the ladder of intellect. We read books, we attend conferences. Most of us are not so good with experience because we really don't want to sit still because most of us have squirrels in our heads. And when you start trying to sit still, the squirrels start having a really interesting and raucous time in your head. I know this because I teach meditation and we got to quiet the squirrels often. Okay. So the reason they refer to it as the twin ladders of ascension, and of course ascension, elevation, doesn't need explanation. You can use whatever frame of reference you have for it. Is because if you think about having two ladders, there is a limit to how high you can ascend as your legs get further apart. So if you are like me and you have a preference for intellect, you can only take 2 or 3 large steps forward before, I'm going to balance myself so I don't fall off the stage, right? You're like this, you can't go any higher. The intellect can only take you so far. So too with experience, the other ladder. If you advance in experience, which many of you probably have, either through meditation practices, psychic practices, all sorts of things, crystal healing activities, again, the same problem. You can only ascend so far with the experiential side before you can go no higher. Sooner or later, we have to ascend both feet, one with intellect, one with experience. It doesn't matter which you lead with. The only thing that matters is that eventually, short of falling off the dual ladders, you have to advance the other foot. That's the way the deal works. I start with that because my book, Seeing True, which we're going to do just a little bit with here in a moment, Seeing True, 90 Contemplations in 90 Days, Seeing True plays with the intellect. It's one side of the equation. So let me show you an example of that, and this will be familiar. Many would call this a contemplative meditation. So in other words, if you're not familiar with that form, I'm going to read something to you. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I'm going to ask you to play in your head with those questions. I don't care what answers you have, just play with it. So this is a reading entitled Nothing. The group became edgy as soon as it was said, I need do nothing. Relax and take it easy. Immediately, a man's hand shot up. He said urgently, but of course, we must take action, right? The teacher simply shook his head. I need do nothing. The statement struck the man in an almost physical way. He recoiled from the words and might have spoken again if another had not leapt into the frenzy. That's crazy. God helps those who help themselves. Now the teacher grinned. I need do nothing, for there is nothing to be done. With this, the group suddenly fell into the quiet. A woman with light in her eyes asked, things aren't what we think, are they? The teacher smiled greater still. God alone is initiative. We need do nothing. Collectively, a feeling almost like a sigh swept through the room. Truth relaxed them almost as one. We need do nothing. Relax and take it easy. We're in good hands. Hands that have held us all along. There's nothing that needs to be done.